Hey everyone, it's Erin here, and I am using this mini kit from Harriet Wright Designs. She's a UK Etsy shop seller, and I thought that this kit would be really good because the election was this week, so I just figured that this whole be kind sentiment would be a good thing because I know politically things have gotten a little freaking nuts here in the US. So it just was a nice thing to have a reminder to be kind. So I just thought that that would be good for this week. Although I had originally planned to do my own design for voting, but I was behind, so I did not. So right here I'm filling out the sidebar where I am putting in my habit trackers. This kit, like I said, was a mini kit, so it's only 3 pages. You'll see me going through them a lot, though, for only having 3 pages. I just couldn't really decide what I wanted to do. I decided to put this movie marquee for like a highlight, and then I went to go letter it in, and lo and behold, I didn't think, and I almost ran into the side. So that was great. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I also apparently lost the footage of me putting down the full boxes, so I decided not to put down a full box on Monday because I'm usually pretty good about putting in all of my things on Monday because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I care more on Monday than I do any other time. So I am cutting up this ombre heart checklist so that I can use it basically as labels at the beginning of the day to mark in my kind of workout. So I'm just putting those at the top there because I usually put my workout in the top box, and then I skip Friday and Saturday because I pretty much felt like there was no way I was going to work out on those days. And then I cut these thinking that I would put them in for my macros, and then I decided against it. And so instead I used part of one of my old sticker bloom kits, and now you can see that I have no clue what I'm doing, so I just filled out the rest of my sidebar. Moving on to Monday, I did work out and I did eat healthy, and I got 8 hours of sleep, so I'm calling it a good day overall. So I did a cardio and arm workout, and then I used these little dumbbells from the style planner and this little weight uh, scale. That's the thing that it's called. I use this scale also from the style planner to mark my weigh-in for the day. I also filmed, I forgot to film part of this, so just sorry in advance that I did not do that. This is some Simply Gilded washi, I believe. I got it from a washi shop on Etsy that resells the little 24-inch sample sizes of those washis. And I mixed some silver and hollow this week, even though really the kit kind of called for gold, but I wasn't into it. So I decided to go with the silver and hollow instead. The coffee cup is from Coffee Monsters Co. And then I had an egg, cheese, and bacon breakfast. So I decided to use this sticker, which is from Happy Dia Stickers. And then I letter in using a Tombow Fudenosuke. This gray is in the colors pack, and I had steak and potatoes for dinner. And while I changed this up, I completely changed it because I forgot to put in my macros. So I needed to move everything around so that I would have space. And so I did some yoga that night, and I did a lot of reading on my Kindle. So I added a little munchkin from Once More with Love to denote that. As you can see, I moved everything around. I moved it down and squished it in a little bit so that I could add my macros in for Monday and my steps. So I fill out the sidebar as per usual. I get over 8 hours of sleep again, and today was election day, so that was really exciting. I mark in my cardio and leg day. I went to vote after my workout. It actually turned out to be a continuation of my workout, which is why it says 88 minutes, because my polling station is a little bit of a hike. It's about 3 avenues away. So if you guys know New York City, the avenues tend to be a lot longer than the streets. So it was a bit of a hike, but I got there and I did my civic duty by voting. So I felt really good about that. And so I'm using this sticker. Like I said, this one is left over from the sticker bloom kit, which I used for, I think it was like the welcome fall one. And then I used this little mini coffee sticker, which is from my shop. And it is part of the winter kit. And then I don't know if you guys have ever had Banana Nut Crunch, whatever it's called, from Trader Joe's. It's cereal. It's so good. I highly recommend it, although now that I'm doing this voiceover, I'm actually on a keto diet, so I can't have it anymore, and I'm really sad. But it'll be worth it for my wedding day, probably, I think. And then I could not figure out what sticker to use for this, for voting. I think I went back in later because I was like, I don't want to put in like something really excited just in case something that I don't want to happen happens in this election, so maybe I'll just wait. But it turned out all right, so I put this for smile, be happy. I did not sleep very well that night. I slept about 4.5 hours overall because I was up waiting for Florida to figure out what Florida does, and that's not great. So I put this little sigh munchkin on here because I wanted to mark that it was going to be a long day, and from the start of my day, it was just so long. It felt like the day would never end. Um, I Florida. Florida, you kill me. I'm from Florida, so I'm allowed to say it. So I don't want to hear anything from any of you saying, oh, you New Yorker. I was born and raised in Florida, so I know the pain that you all go through. So I filmed this obviously after Wednesday because I knew my steps going into it. I had a cappuccino in the morning. Again, I can't have cappuccinos anymore, and that is painful for me. I had more of that banana nut cereal, which, like I said, you guys should have some of it. It's really good. And then I marked my macros down. I also made mini cupcakes on Tuesday so that I could bring in on Wednesday because it is my coworker's birthday. They have some of them, I think it's like 4 or 5 people have November birthdays, so I brought in a whole bunch of mini little cupcakes for them. Moving on to Thursday, I had a pretty good day. I kind of switched up my routine a little bit on how I am doing my workouts. I decided to include my back on Thursday because I wanted to pay more attention to my back. And so I decided not to combine it with my arms, but to combine it with my abs instead. Um, that way I get kind of multiple back workouts because some of my arm workouts include back workouts. But I have an open back for my wedding dress, so that back gotta look good. So I decided to move that around. And it was actually a pretty good workout. I don't know why I decided to go with this cup since it didn't match the kit at all, but I really liked this cup from Once More with Love. It came in the Advent that she did with Scribble Prints Co., which was really exciting, and I really liked what I got. So I had white pizza for lunch, which again, it makes me so sad because now I'm on a keto diet. So I look at all these things that I had, even though I was eating not terrible, but I obviously wasn't eating as well as I could. And now being on keto, like, I'm craving it so bad. I cut off more of that heart checklist so that I could put in my macros at the end of the day. I put in some of that Simply Gilded 5mm washi so that I could fit in the half box and it didn't feel like super empty. So I had a reading day and I did some yoga at the end of the day, so I included both of those inside of my half box. Sure, that's what I'm going with. Moving on to Friday, I slept a lot because I wasn't able to get a lot of sleep from basically Tuesday night into Friday. So I decided I needed a break. So I decided to make sure that I got a ton of sleep. I got over 9 hours of sleep, which honestly is the best feeling in the world. And I took a lot of time to snuggle with my cats in the morning. So even though I woke up, I like cuddled with my cats for, I don't know, like an hour. And there's 3 cats there. I only have 2. So maybe that means that I need to get a third just because um, I have to. And that sticker is from Paper and Milk. So I also filmed and edited this morning, which is part of the reason why I didn't go work out because I had to get my Friday video up. So I decided to note that in, even though I don't really note that kind of stuff, and that I pay attention to my wellness, but I felt like it was important for me to know why I didn't do a workout that morning. I filmed like 3 videos, so I just did not have time. Moving on, I decided to use this little sticker because I took away my macros thing because I didn't track my macros that day and I knew I was going out, so I knew it would be hard to track them anyways. We went to a steakhouse and then we went out for drinks. That's me and my coworkers that have all the November birthdays. So I was having a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to use to note all of that. I ended up changing this after I finished filming because I didn't really like how it turned out. But that little emoji is from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark in the birthdays. And then I went shopping with my maid of honor that afternoon. So again, I wanted to mark that in because part of wellness is doing self-care, and spending time with your friends just going shopping is self-care. So we had our steak dinner where they sell it by the ounce, and then there was a oh gosh, what was it called? Black pepper rice. I'm looking at it. I should have known. Black pepper rice. Oh my god, it was heavenly. I loved it so much. And then I decided to spend the morning reading and then cuddling with my cats again. So I used a paper milk and a munchkin from Once More with Love to put in that in a half box that is from the kit. And the cat on its head is, I mean, how I live my life. And sorry this got cut out a little bit of the shot. I feel really bad. I went on a coffee run, and that coffee run sticker, I'm not sure where it's from because it came in a little bit of a freebie, so I'm not quite sure where it's from. Now that I know what was going on, I did my highlight, which was basically all of the birthdays this week. I did my nails, so I used an emoji from Coffee Monsters Co. to mark in that I did them, although I redid them the next day, so whatever, because I found another color that I liked better. So I'm filling in all of my steps, my macros, etc., and the rest of my meals, and it wasn't too bad. I had 2 orange chicken, which is a favorite of mine. I love orange chicken. And I usually get it with either white or brown rice, so I put in the rice bowl for that. Moving on to the last day of the week, I did work out, which felt really good. And I don't know why I didn't keep using a dumbbell, maybe because I only did cardio that day, and so it didn't feel quite right. But I did go in and I thickened up those lines to do a little faux calligraphy for my cardio. Putting in this little 5mm accent from Simply Gilded. It is the white and silver bows, and I think they're really cute. And I started to get cold, so you see me putting my sweater down a little bit before I finish marking in all of that. I didn't mark in the steps because I was filming this on Sunday, so I wanted to wait till the end of the day to finish that. And again, doing a little faux calligraphy on the coffee. I don't know why I decided this day was the day for faux calligraphy and no other day was. But I used another Happy Diet breakfast sticker for my eggs and bacon. And then marking in redoing my nails, which turned out to be a pearly. I marked this in obviously before I redid my nails, but they turned out really good. And then I had a steak dinner from Trader Joe's and I made it myself. And I was really proud of myself. And I used a little bit more of that Simply Gilded just because there was an awkward space before the weekend banner. So I hope you all love this. I do. And I will see you later. Bye, everyone.